Come on. All right. Well, Marissa, I'm so happy to have you on with me today. I
Thank
watched it.
you.
You're welcome. I watched the movie yesterday, Meeting Martians, and it was so cute. I talked to Riley the other day, and she kind of gave me like the background of Savannah and Lila and how she came up with the whole, how she was going to write the both of you. I loved it because just by what she told me, kind of like a little preview of it. But then when I actually sat to watch the movie, I felt like I was watching two best friends trying to figure out a who done it, but instead of figuring out the murderer, they're trying to find out the secret admirer who's writing for the
Exactly.
Martians.
Exactly. It's like two best friends going on this adventure of like, oh, this is unusual and what's happening, you know? Yeah.
Well, I have to ask you because how did you, in this adventure of acting, how did you get connected with Great American Family?
Um, through managers and agents, first. Also, I have a dear friend of mine who also works with Candace. So that was, I've always watched their journey together. Yeah, and then my first movie with Great American is An Evergreen Christmas, which will be coming out, a very evergreen Christmas, I think is what it's. It was a different title when we were filming it, but that'll be coming out this Christmas. So we filmed it this past year, and then they asked me to be a part of this too, and I was just thrilled to come back and get to work on it. So, yeah.
I love it. And
Yeah.
you just let it out of the bag. I was gonna ask you if there was something else. And I can't wait.
Well, they've already, yeah, we did the live stream the other night and Bill was talking about it too because Austin, who plays Sam in Meet Me in the
Yes,
Margins, he's also in it.
stop.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, both of us are in it. It's great.
I know. I talked to him when he just had his the Deadly Destination wedding. And it was
Yes.
funny because I had posted and he goes, she's my favorite person to work with. I'm like, okay. Weird.
Oh, he's so sweet. He's great.
Yeah.
Just so nice and so like such a fun scene partner,
Hmm.
where we had this like, we had a lot more scenes together in the Christmas movie. And so then we would just have this kind of like back and forth banter and sometimes it would almost get too funny. We would have to be like, oh, okay, this isn't like, let's dial it back a little bit. But it was just so fun. We had a great time together, and I was so excited that we both were on this film and got to, we overlapped for a few days of working, so that was great.
Now, I love Lila. I love the friendship between her and Savannah. But
Me
I
too.
want to know from you, you're welcome. I want to know from you when you got those first initial scenes, what were your thoughts on her? Because you could not love her.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I loved her too right away. You know, I loved her and Savannah's friendship. It was like so um just comfortable right away. You can definitely tell that I mean, they're roommates, they're best friends, they work together, but there was like, you know, very much still wanting to be around each other. And it was like, that's who you come see at the end of the day to kind of like, let go of your day with, and go over everything that just happened. And they just have that kind of really nice friendship. And then it's also a very supportive friendship. And it's seeing, this person that you're really close to and seeing them in a way that maybe they can't see themselves yet. And that was a really lovely thing to play with and to and to go on this journey with Merritt with Savannah and Lila.
And that's what I was about. That was my next, you segued into my next thought. You know, you obviously, Layla and Savannah were so good together on screen, but you can tell you and Merritt connect. You can tell there was such a connectiveness with you and Merritt also.
Mhm. Yeah, we got along. I mean, we had never met before, this film.
No way.
And no, we hadn't. But we got along right away. I mean, it was just like it felt really. comfortable and natural, right away. It was like an instant connection. And we bonded over music and motherhood and all kinds of, it was really nice. So we had a nice time in between takes too, in between, filming. But then it just made that connection between Lila and Savannah so much better.
And that's what I was saying to Riley too. And now, obviously, seeing the movie, I love just how the free flow of the story, because it was like, the two of them were on a journey trying to figure it out. And this whole time they're thinking, oh, yeah, it's Sam, it's Sam.
Yeah.
And it happened to me too. I'm like, okay, maybe it is Sam. And then
Maybe it is Sam. And like, and I know. And then some people during the live stream the other night, they're like, "Is it Clive? Is it?" And then some people were even saying, "Is it Lila? Is Lila writing the notes?" I was like, "It's not me. I don't know any of it either." It was great. I mean, I, it's this like very sweet, lovely, kind of romance, but also you don't automatically go to William's character because he is the boss and he is new and you don't know him that well. So it was like that was really fun.
I think also what threw me was there were so many pivotal parts. I'm like, could it be William? And then I'm like, nah, maybe it's not, because he's not exactly
Mhm.
the most open person. And then
Yeah.
like there were certain times and I'm like, maybe? And then and I just said to Riley before I jumped on you, I'm like, you had me like all over the place. And I'm like, okay, maybe it is William. And then all of a sudden Sam would come in and I'm like, oh, stop
Exactly.
it.
Exactly. Yeah, that was the beauty of Riley's script is that she'd have you going one direction, then all of a sudden there was like it would take a turn and you'd be like, "Oh, wait a minute. Maybe it's not that way." So yeah, it was great. I know I watched it with my family and they during the movie they were like, "Okay, just tell us who it is. It's him, right?" And I'm like, "I'm not going to tell you. You have to wait and watch."
Hey, listen, just because I know who it is doesn't mean I'm gonna
Exactly.
tell you.
Exactly. I'm not giving away the end.
No, I'm not doing that. That's the best part of
No, exactly. That's the best part.
doing this.
Hmm.
Were there times as you were, processing and bringing Lila to life on screen? Did you find yourself kind of bringing Marissa with Lila and kind of interconnecting both of you?
Yes, but I would think that even more so, I was trying to bring Lila into Marisa, like into me, because there were so many nice qualities of Lila that I hope and I try to have as well, but that I was like, oh wow, she just was. It's nice to have somebody there to just kind of say, "Hey, I'm proud of you. You're doing great." And like I like this path you're on. Like I'm seeing it bring out really great sides of you. And that's such a nice thing to have is like have in a friend. Um, and so I definitely wanted to bring more of that into my life and my relationships.
You just said it. This is the part of making the movie. To me, I think is one of the biggest magical parts of it, because I feel like you guys go through this journey. You get the script. You
Hmm.
do the many pages of dialogue every day, and it's in a very short time. And you learn so much about yourself on this, not only
Hmm.
making it, but after the whole thing is said and done.
Hmm. Exactly. Exactly. And it's, you know, there's the experience that's happening on camera, but then there's all of these things that are happening off, with the making of the movie. And we are making it in a short amount of time and just really kind of thrown in there together really quickly. And it's so fun though. I love it. It's becomes like your film family and you're spending hours with people, with the crew and with the cast and it's just nice. And then when you leave everybody, it's like, "Oh, I miss them." And so this part's been really fun too to kind of get back into, doing the live stream the other night, and Austin and Liam were both there. And I actually hadn't met Riley, so that was nice. She popped in too, and so that was a nice thing too. Yeah. And so it's really, and I've been talking to Merritt, again too. So it's just nice to kind of like rekindle those relationships again after it.
It's, to me, it like almost reminds me of like when I used to go to summer camp when I was little.
100%. Exactly. I always call it like our film camp. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's and that's the part that I love the most because a lot of speaking to the fans while the movie was going on because they knew that I was talking to you and they knew that I had talked to Riley. I said, the biggest part I said, for me is the most magical is to know and to speak and to share the stories with these actors and actresses and the writers and everybody involved. Because we only see you guys on screen, but we don't know there's a lot of people behind you guys
Oh, so many.
bring
Yeah.
it to life. And
Yeah.
that to me is like the biggest gift doing this whole movie making.
It is. It really is. I mean, it's a full big crew, and it was really nice because it was the same crew for this movie as the Christmas movie that I worked on too. Ah, we shot both of them in Buffalo, New York,
Oh,
and same Riley wrote both. We had the same director, and then pretty much the entire same crew. Same wardrobe, stylist, the same hair and makeup team, and so it was just like getting back into it. I was like, oh, hey, it's just like you pick kind of right back up, and it's so fun. I love it.
now we know, obviously you are married, but did you know of like Liam and like the rest of the cast before you started filming this one?
So I hadn't met Liam. Um, I hadn't met him before, but actually Charlene, who plays Giselle, her and I worked together years and years ago when we were like little young baby act. Oops. Ah,
No, you're
there we
good.
go. I know. I forgot to turn the focus on. Do not disturb. There we go. So Charlene and I worked together years ago when we were, fresh, new, young baby actors, on a commercial together, and then haven't seen each other. Like we're friends on, like social media or that sort of thing, but we hadn't seen each other in forever. So when we found out we were both doing this, that was fun. And then again, Austin, I had known him from the Christmas movie, and so that was really great to, be with him again. But the rest of the cast, I didn't know, just Charlene and Austin.
Wow.
Hmm.
Liam, I said to Riley, I said, you couldn't have had two better leads in this. They're so good, him and Merritt.
Liam, yes, he's an awesome guy. So he's just so kind and like such a fun person to be around with. Like our first day that we met, um, we we both were there early, so we weren't filming until like a little bit later, and so we had some time, and him and I just sat around like getting to know each other and talking life and all kinds of things. It was just he's a really nice guy, very nice.
And it seems too, he just
Mhm.
seems like this, he could, for me, would be such a great teacher,
Yeah.
throughout this process. He just seemed, to me, it's like such a seasoned actor that I would
Yeah.
learn so much from.
Oh, he was so fun to watch because he's Australian, and so then he has his Australian accent, and then they would say, he'd be talking to us, accent, full accent, and then they'd be like, okay, now we're rolling, and then action, and then I was like, look at you, just switching it like that. I would need to kind of stay more in the accent just to make sure that I didn't lose it. He was on it. It was great.
I know because I read a little bit on his backstory, and see, to me as an actor, because I've known of other actors that I've talked to, I'm like, listen, doing acting is one part of the gift. You have an accent, and then boom, you switch it right to an English one. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, that is like serious
Yeah.
talent.
He's great. Yeah. That was always fun to watch him kind of switch that accent so quick.
And this, I didn't realize. Now I could see because my aunt used to live. She lived like 4 or 5 years in Buffalo, but now I could see it. That's what I was going to say. It just seemed like it was such a beautiful place to film.
It, I had never been to Buffalo until these two movies, and I loved it. I felt such a like connection to I'm originally from Louisville, Kentucky, and it felt very similar. You know, it was like a very similar town to me. It similar size, you know, like just kind of some of the architecture and the you know the homes, and actually I think that there was some of the same designers, like there was a lot of Olmsted buildings there, and there's a lot of Olmsted, and you know he designed the big park in Louisville. um but it there was something that really I connected to. My mother-in-law is from Buffalo, so I got to drive by the house that she grew up in and like take a picture and send it to her, which was really neat. It was really neat. I went to a Buffalo Bills game and had the best time, and now have fully jumped into like being a Buffalo Bills fan. I loved Buffalo. I really, really liked it. Even with the cold, one of the days we filmed this movie, when we got up that morning, it was negative 10 degrees without the wind chill.
My God, no.
I know. I was like, I don't think we're supposed to be outside in this weather, guys. Like my hands hurt. This is not. Oh, but it was beautiful, and we did a field trip to some of us, Charlene and her husband and myself and Liam. We did a field trip to Niagara Falls and got to see that, and like on our weekend, you know, because we were there over the weekend, and we weren't filming on the weekend. And so we took a field trip to Niagara, and that was great. You know, the falls were all frozen over, which was so cool to see. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. I really liked being in Buffalo. I would love to film there again.
Yeah, I saw the one time when I visited my aunt. It was the falls were frozen. It was just so magnificent to see.
It's stunning. Yeah, it's really something. I mean, you know, it's they're impressive no matter when, but seeing it all like kind of frozen and snowy, and it was really neat.
All right, honey, I got to ask because there's a lot of favorite scenes of Lila for me in this one. But for you, if you can pick like your top two, top three of playing her in this one, what would they be?
Hmm. My top two or top three. Of scenes with Lila, I I like the puppy scene. And I like when I come in to tell her, and when she's like, "Wait, did I agree to that?" And I'm like, "Well, not in so many words, but I said you would do it. So, yeah, so you're doing it." Yes. That one was really fun. I just liked Merritt. We had a really fun banter in that office scene. Um, just fun back and forth. I like the very beginning of the movie in the work office when Savannah comes in and when she spills all the papers and they all go flying and she
Yes.
trips. That one was so fun too. Um, and kind of, you know, really nailing that like physical comedy of it, like the physicality of all of that. And yeah, that and when Sam comes up to her and I'm like, you know, he's got a crush on you, right? And she's like, what? No. Like, yeah, like, yes. There were so many fun ones. We had a really good time. But those were some of the highlights, I guess.
I know, and I told Riley, I said, I felt like I was watching me in Savannah because that would be me. I would be dropping the papers, like the
Uh-huh.
majority of time of what she said. I'm like, I said to Riley, I'm like, girl, what'd you do? Were you like a fly on the wall, like watching me? Because I'm so Savannah, I'm so klutzy.
I know, I loved it. That was so fun. I loved it. And Giselle's reaction of like, "Ah, Savannah, come on." You know, it was just all, I felt like it was such a great scene. Riley did such a great job with that scene of setting up the relationships in the movie, you know,
Mm-hmm.
of really kind of letting us, we got a little glimpse of who everybody was going to be in that scene, which was really well done on her part.
And I think too. which for me was so relatable. It was like the friendship between Riley and Savannah. We all could relate. We all have that, we all have that friend that,
Hmm.
we can go home to, whether, roommate or best friend, like from college or high school. You
Hmm.
can call up, oh, can you buy? Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
I think that, it is this one. And then, as soon as she would think, Savannah would go back to her room. Maybe it's not. And, and
Yeah.
then she would go back to Lila. And it was so well done. And you guys, it was so magical. Your
Oh,
scenes with Mary.
thank you. We had a, yeah, it really was. And um, I think that was one of the really nice parts of this story was that, we followed her romance and this, mystery and mystery editor and this back and forth, but also seeing the friendship was such a nice thing to see. Um, just these two women that love each other, support each other, like there for each other, and and that's a really it was really fun.
I know. And when I saw, Savannah with the papers and they fall and almost trips, I'm like, girl, get it together.
I know, and that's how I'm like, oh gosh, come on, what are you doing? Like trying to help her pick them up and like, ah,
But it was, honest to God, it was so good. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy to hear that you have the Christmas movie coming out. How, like, small world to be connected with
yeah,
Austin again.
it's I think that one people are gonna really like. It's a really fun Christmas movie. We got to shoot or film on an actual Christmas tree farm, which
No way.
we did, and it was just magical. And it was snow covered, and there's just it was really it set the whole vibe of filming, really. Just it was great. It felt really, really fun. And it was in December, it was right before Christmas, so it was like all of it just felt very real and magical. I mean, that's I can't even think of a better word for it, but it just did. It really did.
You're filming a Christmas movie. And then
Hmm.
to top it off, the cherry on the Sunday, you're filming it on a Christmas tree farm. You can't get
Exactly.
that.
No, you can't get any better than that. You cannot. And they did have already had like a little a shop that had was filled with like ornaments and these and then our set design, obviously they come in and they do things to it too. But it was just all of it. Like all of us would kind of walk around in between setups and be like, oh, like shopping for the ornaments. Like, how do I get this home? It was fun.
And the producer, like, where are they? We're on
Yeah,
shelf.
yeah, I know. We're all filling our baskets with Christmas goods.
Yeah, what are you guys doing? We're doing nothing.
Nothing.
We're doing lines as we're shopping.
Yeah. And it's funny, in Margins, there's a scene, I don't know if you remember, with Sam and Savannah, where he was like, oh, a cookie. And he takes a cookie and he eats it. Okay. So that's a little Easter egg for our Christmas movie because, yeah, there's a lot of cookies that he eats in our Christmas movie that my character bakes. And so he's always like grabbing them and eating them. Yeah. So that one that was fun because we kept some of the crew were keeping a running tally on how many cookies Austin had to eat during the Christmas movie. And so then in this one, they were like, "Oh, there's cookies there. You should have a cookie. Wait, we have to throw it in." And it was great. I love that he was just like went for it and was like, "Yes, I'm doing that."
Okay, now I'm gonna have to sound Austin. How many cookies did you eat, dude?
Hmm. Hmm.
Because
Yeah.
because little birdie told me you had a little too much fun with the Christmas tree.
Yes. I was always kind of trying to take some myself too, because they were very good.
Hey,
Yeah.
listen, you got good cookies on set. Hey, you
Take
have me
them.
at hello.
I know, I know. The prop team did a really good job. They baked them at home and then they would bring them in the next day and they were delicious.
Don't you love when stuff like that happen. They bring like these magical looking cookies, and you try to do it yourself. I'm like,
I
yeah, no,
know.
I'm not even trying.
No, they definitely, because we kept having gingerbread cookies, and my family and I, we always make cookies every year for Christmas, and then we'll take them around to our neighbors and give them like bags of cookies. But they're not like fancy cookies. They're just like chocolate chip cookies, or we do like the little ones with the Hershey's Kiss, the peanut butter with the kiss on 'em. Those are my favorite. I love them. But this year I was like, I need to make gingerbread cookies because of the movie. And mine definitely did not turn out as well as theirs. I tried. It was the thought, right?
Hey, you get an A for effort.
Yeah,
That's what I say when I
exactly.
try to do them during Christmas. I'm like, no judging, no judging people. I can't make them look that pretty.
No, I couldn't. So, yeah. But then that just meant I got to eat more of them when they kind of were all broken.
Well, I have to say, we all love Lila. She's like everybody's best friend, or everybody's best friend that everybody wants.
Yes. Yes.
Um, and I'm so glad, I'm so happy about the new Christmas movie. Now you said you have to bake in this one. Did you do any kind of like dabbling or kind of like get prep yourself to do this role?
I mean, I do like to bake the Christmas cookies every year, so I felt like that was fairly appropriate. I remember when I sent in my audition tape for that one, I wore my real Christmas apron. I have like an apron that I wear, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna wear this. This is perfect. Um, but that movie is with Katie. I'm always afraid of saying your last name wrong, but Katie Leclerc or Leclerc.
Yeah.
And she is a really good baker. She actually bakes. And so yes, I know. We kept joking during filming that when the movie came out, we were all gonna have to get together at Katie's and that she would bake for us. So I might have to hold her to that.
That's mandatory. She made like the pretty ones, and the pretty ones
Yes.
hit really good.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Now, besides that one, do you have anything else that we can look forward to besides the Christmas one?
I have some things in the work that I'm trying to get going, so hopefully soon. Yeah, hopefully. Got a couple movies that I'm trying to produce on my own, so and one that I would love to film in Kentucky, which would be great to be able to go home and make a movie. So that would be, yeah.
Yeah, it's funny, because I think it was, yeah, it was Anna Marie in the movie with Austin, The Deadly Destination, when she went home for that movie. And I love it.
Oh, that's great.
And I love it. I love when you guys have that chance to film and then you can bring it back to somewhere that's close to home.
Yes, me too. I agree. I've been lucky enough to make one movie in Kentucky, but it was a long time ago. And so I would really like to be able to make another one.
Long overdue, girl. Long
Yes,
overdue.
long overdue. Get back to
Um,
the bluegrass state. Make a movie.
and be back home,
Hmm.
even if it's for a short time. It
Exactly. Exactly.
just it amazes me, and this is where I have so much respect for all of you guys. How you make these movies in such a short amount of time, but you guys kill it.
Thanks. Thank you. Yeah, it's yeah, you get kind of used to it and you just kind of have to like go for it, try to be as prepared as you can before and then just get on set and play and have, you know, like bring to have fun trying to bring these characters to life.
Now you said, you do stuff in the front, so and you said something about producing. Have you always wanted to maybe go behind this, the camera?
Yes, I have. I've always wanted to do that. That's always been sort of a like a long goal of mine. I love acting, but it would just be so fun to be able to, and has been fun too, to make things on your own. It's a very different feeling. I made a short film with my cousin, who's a screenwriter, and he and we co-directed it because I was also in it. And so then and producing it. And so it was like I was wearing all these different hats and as the producer, especially of a short film when you have a much smaller crew, like we just had a very like what we call like a skeleton crew.
Yeah.
And so then I'm having to make sure we have craft service and the lunch ready and wardrobe and all of these things, like our locations, getting all of that. And it was a lot, but I loved it. I after it was done, it felt so just kind of empowering to know that we were able to make that on our own. And my daughter, I have a daughter who also loves filmmaking. She loves acting. And so part of it was me wanting to show her that you can do it, and then you can do it on your own. And that if this is what you love and this is what you want to do, to just go for it. And it is something I wish I had done, before and when I was younger, but I'm doing it now. And I am using it as a way to show her how to do it, and I feel really proud of that.
And it just, oh my God, that just like, that warms my heart because even, you're being an example for her. And that's so cool. She wants to jump in her mama's shoes.
Yeah, it is. It is. I love it. I love talking to her about all of these things. I love teaching her about it. She has movies that she loves like in a very different kind of genre than I do. And so I love that she's finding her own, interests and likes in it. And then she can share that with me and bring me into it. And I can bring her into my world. It's great. It's really fun.
How old is she?
She's 15.
Girl, you don't look like you have a 15-year-old. What is your secret? That's you, love.
I know. Yeah, she's awesome. It's really fun.
Well, you know what? It's a testament to the person and the mama that you are, that she sees the joy that you get in movie making, and she wants to follow in your footsteps.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, we're
It's,
very close. I really cherish that relationship so much.
and let me tell you something, that's a blessing in itself because I
Hmm.
have I have nephews and I have nieces around that age, and it's such a
Hmm.
pivotal age.
It really is. Yeah, it's a lot, and it's a lot on kids today that wasn't, just with like social media and phones and all of this stuff. It's so much more than even we had to deal with as teenagers. So yeah.
Yeah, and, you try to explain to them because, like, I'm in my mid 40s, and my nephew goes, "Really, it was like that when you were, my age?" And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, it may have been like 20 some years ago, but we didn't have to worry about social media. It
No.
was watching the simple cartoons, playing
Hmm.
our Nintendo. It was a simple life."
Yeah. Yeah. It's different. And I also try to, explain that to her. And she actually made the decision herself not to be on social media. She was on it for a little bit, and I was kind of letting her, but also explaining, just like, look, if you start to feel, if it starts to make you feel anxious or, like you're feeling left out of like friends or whatever, just pay attention to how it's making you feel in your own body and your own heart. And she did, and then she decided she didn't want to be on it anymore, which is I am so impressed by.
15 years old to
Hmm.
make that decision. Yeah, two
Yeah,
pats on your back. On
yeah,
that one.
yeah. Thanks. I know. And I'm like, okay, now I need to follow her, her lead and be on it less. So trying.
Yeah, it's a little hard. I think we all got attached to social media, especially after the pandemic. So
Totally. Totally. Yeah. And then now so much work stuff is on it and, that sort of thing. But I do try to keep it balanced. So when there's work things like pressing, like this past week, I definitely have had it on my phone and been a part, but then when it's not, when it's like a quieter time, I'm like, okay, now it's time to just take it off. Don't,
Fine, like I'll put it, I'm in my office now and I'll put it like in my desk or when I'm not like, I did a lot of press for Austin, the
hmm
first movie and then I did press for this one. Then once I'm done, after
Yes,
you with one more that I have, I try to put it away. It's hard,
it is
but,
hard. Yeah.
I try to put it away and then when I'm ready and I have to do more, I pull it back out. But oh my, major kudos. 15,
Yeah.
he hasn't made a strong enough decision like that. Whew.
hmm And it's been really, really good for her. I mean, I think that that's when she sort of has developed so many of these other interests because she has the time and the bandwidth, in her just her brain, really, of like being able to focus on other things that she likes and not just scroll.
Well, I can't wait to see what she comes up with. 10 years old. That is just like
Yeah.
mind blowing, mind blowing. Well, honey,
Yeah.
I gotta tell Austin when your movie comes out on Christmas, I want to do one. I want to do a chat with the both of you.
That would be so fun. We would love that. Yeah, I would, and I'm sure he would be down for that too. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell him we have to do one with both of you together because I gotta know about this whole cooking business.
You'll see in the movie. It's like, yeah, it's really, it's fun.
Oh, honey, congratulations. You did an
Thank you.
unbelievable job with Lila. I feel like she's like my best friend.
Oh, good. That's a good thing. That's what we want.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. It was a fan favorite. I had all of my family watching it. And like
Oh, great.
we're calling each other. So I was like, can you like, is it Sam? I'm like, I don't know. I don't talk to these people. I'm like, they're not gonna tell me. Are you not gonna tell me who it is? I'm
I
like,
love it.
you.
I'm saying my family did the same thing and I knew and I was like, no, I'm not giving it away. And they would even okay, like some they would look over at me like, is it you? And I was like, no, it's not me. Actually, I didn't even tell them that. I was like, I'm not answering any question. My lips are sealed.
Completing the Fifth Amendment.
Yep. Nope.
Oh, honey, I adore it. You're unbelievable.
Oh, thank you so much. You're so sweet too. I really have enjoyed this conversation.
Me too, honey. And like I said, I'm getting Austin. I'm getting the both of you together because I got to know what Cooking Monster did on set.
I know we'll have to bring some gingerbread cookies with us, or we'll have to send you some. There we
Yeah,
go.
always up for a good gingerbread. But honey, please give your daughter, God, give her a hug, even though I don't know her, and tell her to
I will.
continue on being and having that strong will and strong mind. And seriously, I adore you. Thank you so much for taking the time with
Oh,
me.
thank you so much for having me. This was really nice. Thank you.
Yes, it was extremely fun, and we will catch up on this Christmas one. That is for sure.
Perfect. I can't wait. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, and I saw in other interviews you give those dogs a hug. They're so cute.
I will. Oh, my two big dogs. I know. I know. I had to close them off upstairs so they don't bust in anymore because they will. They just don't like to be separated, you know? They'll paw at the door until they can finally because they're big dogs and so then they can finally push the door open. So,
They
but
are
I
they
know they're
are
my
they're so
big my
precious.
big fur babies. I love them.
Well, take care, honey. We will be in touch soon.
Sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Honey. Bye.